Welcome back everyone, my name's Eltimar and we are going to be continuing our Let's Play of Pathfinder Kingmaker. Where we left off last time, we were desperately fighting for the survival of our kingdom. We have killed many enemies. There is still more though to die. There are some Vilderravens coming up here somewhere. We're going to start the party the same way we always do, with a good old-fashioned explosion of molten ground. And they've come in to fight, which is perfectly fine. They could actually, you know what? Well, she's at half movement, right? Because technically I think the spell is her standard action. They are going to move out of the death cloud, but that's fine. We'll kill them as they come in. Vilderravens, if they're not attacking, are actually not that hard to kill. They hit really hard when attacking because they are wielding Falchion +5 keen weapons. In that regard, they're kind of brutal. I like how our cloak didn't change back after dragon form, so it's actually just a massive cloak.
Tear them apart!
Almost killed that one. Oh my god, our Smilodon isn't going to be able to attack. Killed something. Isn't entirely worthless.
Which knife to use?
Alright, killed all the Vilderravens again. Vilderravens? I don't know exactly. Yeah, I don't know how to pronounce that name, to be honest. I think maybe it's Wilderraven. Anyways, we need to move our death thing somewhere else. Oh! Well, we've located some new enemies inadvertently. We'll just wait for them to come to us. Inadvertent enemies are the best enemies.
Attack!
At least they're only owlbears. I wasn't actually expecting to be fighting those, but okay. It's fine. Let's kill this first one off. We can't charge it. We can still walk in and hit it though. Can't do anything this turn. There's the other owlbear. It's coming in slowly.
Do not falter.
I'm actually going to move you somewhere up here, sort of to intercept that other one that's coming in. And knock knock, if you could not be in a weird position at the end of this round, that would be super. No, not Amiri. Why are you attacking Amiri? She definitely wasn't the first. No, she was. She was the first one to hit him. Let's go like that. Pew. We did knock it down, but it still got up and hit us.
Let us strike as one.
I don't think that we can 5-foot step in. Maybe? Yeah, should be okay. Nope, never mind. You royally screwed that up somehow. Alright, let's do this. And $480 dues. And by that I mean experience. Experience is money these days. I'm so desperately hoping we can hit level 20. But I don't think it's going to be the case. Was that it for this? No, there's something above us. How do we get up there? I think we dimension door up there.
Without a doubt.
Which means there's going to be some sort of really nasty fight up there, doesn't it? There's 2 treasures up there, that's for sure. Alright, Ragungar.
Any fun to be had?
Let's see what's up here. Nobody. Did Knock Knock make it up? Literally the only person I needed to make up here for sure was our thief. And he's not here. Oh well. Looks like they're not locked.
Here.
Except for that one. Alright, wait, where's Knock Knock?
Who's there?
Why are you stuck in the ground? Knock Knock? Okay. No, he's not out. Is he actually physically stuck on the ground? We'll have to maybe dimension door him out. Just stop moving.
Knock knock hears.
You know what?
With ears.
Not sure what happened to there. Knock knock got put into the ground and couldn't get out. So let's just quick load that because I think we saved before going up there. It would be very silly if I didn't. Oh, okay, it's fine. Is knock knock still in the ground or not in the ground?
Who's there? Lamash to him.
He is in the ground still. Where's our quick save before that? Was it before we teleported? I'm really hoping so. Because otherwise we're going to be kind of in trouble here. Oh, it's before these guys. It's fine. You know what? Wait, what? Let's try this one. Confused as to what's going on here. Okay, this is before the teleport. All we need to do is move people closer.
Please, do tell. Well,
No formations,
give the order.
just
I
close by,
entertainment.
and then we teleport up with all of our people way further. Maybe Knock Knock did make it up, but ended up being dimension doored into something. Our Smilodon didn't make it, and... oh, it's not stuck. Okay, good. Let's save before we lockpick this. I don't have to do that all over again if we fail.
I did.
Greater Quicken Meta Magic Rod. And a Ring Protection +5, of course. It really doesn't like this part of the map at all. It's bouncing off the top. Okay, so there's nothing else there. Let's gather up for the dimension door back down. Looks like it's pretty close enough anyways, hopefully. Okay, everyone's out. Awesome. There's also loot here. It's something. Full plate +5. Not very useful at the end of the game, but you know, if you're missing random pieces of gear occasionally that aren't +5, at least you can get some +5 variant of it. Not great, mind you, but still. Let's break this cup. Ah, a third. Yes, this is the last one. Prepare yourself, Your Highness. With the third fragment, the barriers around your castle will fall. The Lantern King will be waiting, ready to give you an audience. And that's it. We must approach the castle. My castle, mind you. I'm willing to bet there's a fight in front of the door. I just don't remember exactly what it entails. Although maybe there's not. Nope, we're good. Alright. So, should we go rest? Is a good question. How are our spells? Actually, I think we just rested. All of our spells are here. Okay. This is going to be a nightmare. It always is. These are interesting fights. We need to heal up. I mean, we're probably missing a haste spell, but all things considered, I don't care too much about that. Good thing we collected all those 200 potions. We've almost used up all of them. Wait, are all of our raised deads gone? No, we still have all those. We must have done a rest. Oh wait, I wanted to change up some spells though. Before we go in, we are going to go rest one more time, actually. So, we're going to go level 5 spells. Get rid of those. That's fine the way it is. Wait, wrong level. But anyways, it doesn't matter. I'm still going to get rid of those. And grab 2 more heals. Or not heals. One burst. We have burst of glory. 1 more breath of life. And 1 more raised dead, just in case. This level's the level I was looking at. We're going to get rid of 1 Owl's Wisdom. Grab at least 1 Blade Barrier. Maybe 2 Blade Barriers. We'll get rid of a normal heal. Grab a 2nd Blade Barrier. Okay, that's all fine. These we're going to change up, because they're not going to do much in this fight. Mind blank is what we should probably get. Does it affect all people? One friendly creature. It's also an abjuration, so we can't put it in any slot, but legendary proportions. Same with legendary proportions. So that is unfortunate. Shield of Law we can put on. Holy Aura we have. And we'll get the Angelic Aspect Greater. That should help a little bit. How long does that last for? 1 minute per... a long time. Cool. Alright, we have Remove Curses. Do we have Remove Fear? Yeah, it's really not going to help us. Where's Remove Fear? Remove Curse? Is Remove Fear a level 1 spell? Yes, it is. Okay. Alright, I guess that's it for his spells. You don't get to train different spells, so that doesn't matter. Let's go quickly rest and get our new spells memorized, and then we'll head into the final fight of the game. Oh, it's going to be an interesting one. You have to fight a lot of things. We're going to buff before going in, or raid as soon as we get in. We'll try both. I need rest. 3 hours of rest. You can rest a lot, apparently. He has like the best rests in the game. 3-hour rests are pretty good. And then, what are we gonna do? Die horribly. Let's go inside first and see if we can buff inside. It's easier to do, although we can do it outside if we need to. I like how we're slow motioning this. Don't need to, but whatever. Okay, everyone just get up the stairs. Jeez. Alright, good. We can buff in here. Well, our throne room looks a little different than before. Obviously. No, that's also a terrible thing to do. Just want to see where he is. I don't want the... Nope. Okay, it's too far. I won't read any of this yet because we have to...
Oh yes, the time has come!
No, let me load. I moved too far forward. Alright, we're gonna do all of our buffs. All of our at least minute plus buffs can be done now. The round ones we'll do as needed. We can get all of our other ones ready to go. So, that...
Any fun to be had?
And that... That lasts a round per level, right? Number of rounds 3 plus your charisma modifier. Okay, so that has to be later on. We do have our breath weapon if we need it, but hopefully we won't need that too much because it's not great. Spells. Ones that are minutes per level are the ones we're looking for. This one lasts a good amount of time, but it'll be the last one we cast before we go in. Is Dragon Form. We need spell resistance on him. And we will cast that one. Okay, and we need aid. Not going to work too well. That's a round per level. We need to remove fear. How much spells does she get from her sword? She gets like 3 spells from, or 4 spells from her sword. They seem to change all the time. Actually, maybe they do change all the time. But there is haste for sure. And some stone skin. Speaking of stone skin, that's another spell we need to put up. And we're going to put up mirror image. And blur and displacement. As many people as we can. Owl's wisdom on everyone.
Together we are unstoppable.
And not dispel magic. Mirror image, that's invisibility. Blur can go on to her as well.
Where to now?
And what else do we need on you? This one, not that one. This one.
I yearn for entertainment.
Okay, and we're also gonna blur Amiri and Knock Knock.
Our time has come.
And we need Angelic Aspect. And Legendary Portions.
Any fun to be had?
Alright, that's pretty good. That's gonna be as many spells as we're pretty much gonna get going
Restless.
before they'll start wearing out. We're gonna haste. And we're gonna save. We're all buffed up and ready to go.
The time of fate and curses!
Your footsteps echo from the ceiling of the ravaged throne room. The sounds attract the attention of old Remus, slouching on the steps of the throne. He looks up and shakes his head slightly, as if displeased, but keeps silent. Nothing betrays the mask of a deity in this hunched man.
Still hiding behind masks, eldest. Isn't it time you cast them away?
Nyrus appears suddenly beside you like a bolt of lightning in the sky.
Words, words. How little value we attach to them, and how much they truly mean. But I've grown tired of words and prophecies. I will no longer predict chaos and death. Instead, I will show them to you, myself.
Remus stands up heavily, unwillingly.
Oh yes, the time has come! The time of fate and curses!
Alright, round one of the combat is 4 Vilderavens. And we should probably turn it off slow-mo. Alright, Knock Knock is up first, but we're gonna delay till after Valerie. Nyrus is gonna die horribly. We should move the Smilodon to help her. Of all the things in the fight, it's not gonna last very long, and if we can keep Nyrus alive, that would be better. Surprisingly, it's doing really well against these Vilderavens. Vilderaven, whatever they're called. Regardless, we have a couple more spells I want to cast before anything else. We can get prayer going. It lasts 15 rounds, or I guess 19 rounds now. We'll move up a little though. Ragongar also has a couple more spells up his sleeve before we move him in. I didn't want to cast immediately. What do we want? We don't want fire, because it's not great against the one guy. Electricity? Acid? Acid might be worthwhile. Let's go to Black Dragon. Canara's turn. Just shoot at one of them. Doesn't really matter which. The Lantern King is here and cast some spells, did some damage. It's fine. I don't think a 5-foot step's gonna work too well. Knock Knock needs some healing, and we'll get some next turn. We missed. Amiri is gonna charge the Lantern King. And miss. No, Knock Knock, don't die. Oh. Kinda hoping that that wasn't gonna happen, but that's fine. You know what? We'll deal with it. Apparently we just had a really lucky round with our Smilodon because now it's not doing anything useful. Alright, so let's cast Heal in general on Knock Knock. We are not going to be able to move away from this Vilderav. Oh, I didn't mean to move a step. It's hard to tell how far he can reach in his dragon form. That's okay though. It's going to be fine. Ragongar got dispelled. That's annoying. Wait, did we get mass dispelled? It looks like we did. That's super annoying. Knock Knock can't get up yet. Delay till after Amiri. Oh, that's annoying. One dead. I gotta delay till... Oh, we gotta get up.
Not used to lighting enemies on fire first.
That one almost died. Yay, it died. No, knock, knock.
Get in. Yes.
We need mass heal. First mass heal of the fight is right now. It really sucks. Oh, we also need our barrier up. I don't think you can dispel that. That would have helped. Alright, we're moving in. Okay. That didn't work. Oh my god. He just evaporated her. Okay, I think we need to restart this fight. To be honest, we need Valerie to tank her, or tank him right away. Alright, so after a couple of deaths, we're going to try a new strategy. See if it helps out a little bit. We'll see. It's going to be maybe interesting. We'll see. Okay, we're going to send in only Valerie. Actually, we're not. That's about as close as we're going to get.
I will see this through.
We're going to send in everything else that we possibly can.
I'm glad you called.
Alright, we're going to move Valerie up a little bit. We are literally just going to make this place into a death trap to try and win this fight. Because it is painfully bad. Alright, and you want to try and keep all of your group to the very back of this fight.
Here I am.
No, I don't want you to move. I want everyone back here. Only Valerie's going forward. Blah, blah, blah. Our goal is to not be anywhere near this nightmare situation we've created. Let them come to us.
Find a fight.
Because he's going to use his spells, first of all. His two big ones, especially Mass Dispel, which is incredibly annoying. And we're going to delay until after him. What other AoEs do we have? We're going to save that one. I don't think that'll help too much. We are going to freedom of movement, at least our main character though. Actually, I think we have freedom of movement, don't we? No, we don't. That's a spell I forgot. To my own chagrin. I don't want to hit... I think we can not hit Valerie there. We did hit... Narissa, but that's fine. It is incredibly annoying trying to move people around where Amiri is, though. There we go. We're just moving her back a couple feet. She might get dispelled, but that's just going to be something we have to deal with. Okay, that was his big spell. First big spell, I should say. We need to move back further if we can, to try and stay away from the rest of the spells, because one of them is particularly nasty. We have haste on currently, so let's try and slow them. Nope, didn't get past their spell card, but that's fine. Okay. And our Smilodon can just delay action for now. And we are going to cast our barrier here. And And then back up as far as possible, which I guess is to there. Good. If they're going to be cheaty in this fight, so are we.
Let us strike as one.
It looks like it still hit us. They must have increased the range on it. You used to be able to stand at the very back and not get hit by that. But that's fine. I need to be very careful about my positioning so as not to kill my own group members now. I'm gonna delay actually. Because all of his things are gonna spawn over here, right? So the more death that lies between us and them, the better. Kinda wish I had more of those rifts, but I don't. Time to rebuff a little bit. Let's get some Holy Aura going. And that's it for his turn. We're gonna move the barrier, or the death wall a little bit. So it's in range of hitting him, but it's not in range of us surrounding him. We missed.
Do not falter.
Now, we do have some spells that we can cast with her as well. We have haste and stuff like that, but most importantly... actually no, haste will be good. Let's do haste. Currently we don't have a haste on. Oh, shit. That's not what I meant to do. Why would you move? Oh, because Valerie's in the way, technically. I see.
Be easier if you fight back.
Okay, I need to move her slightly. She'll be okay for this round, but I definitely need to move her a little bit. We are also going to cast... Where is that spell? We only had one. Damn. Should have kept two of those. For that dispel moment, Shield of Law. Should help us a teeny bit. We're going to move... Oh, I just dealt a ton of damage to Amiri. We're going to move this back as far as it can go. Probably about to there. I'm actually going to move her up a little bit, because I think they spawn a little bit further back even than that. This fight is super cheesy and annoying. It's really frustrating, actually. Come on, die. Alright. So we're at round 2. He's actually out of range of us currently, so we're going to pull back. We want him to come through our death fog.
Not more runner and talker than fighter.
This is why, because we're going to take a ton of damage. He's not dead technically, but he is hurt really badly. Let's get him to come to us. Valerie? Actually, Valerie stays forward. And you... that didn't work. Well, move back. And we do this again. As far back as it can go. For as much damage as possible. Amiri needs to get backwards so she doesn't die. Knock Knock is hurt. We do have a mass heal we can use. And then get back himself. They'll shoot Nyrissa. Don't care about that too much. We're going to keep pumping damage this way. You will eventually knock Nyrissa down, which is just the reality of what's going to happen to her. But we are immune to weird currently right now, I guess. Oh, because we have protection on. We're just going to keep Canaraing them. That one is taking a lot of damage and not dying, which is annoying. He needs to die. We kind of need an archer. I kind of wish we had an archer, but we don't, so. We need to stand inside this barrier still. Now is a good time. Although there's only 3 left, actually now is not a good time. Let's just leave it as it is. Let them come to us a little bit. Although they're just shooting the hell of Nyrissa. Cool. Ragongar. I guess we could use a fireball. It's only going to hit the one guy. We could move up a tiny bit and use fireball. One's near death, the other 2 are just injured. And we back up. Hit that one. And we're actually going to move her up a little bit so she can reposition her barrier thing soon. And we're waiting on that still. That's our own cloud kill coming back at us, which is not exactly ideal. Oh well. There's nothing we can do about it at the moment. That one's barely injured. I can hit the other one now finally as well. And knocked it down. Still not dead though. If we put delay poison on, we can actually ignore cloud kill, I think. But I'm not entirely sure. We'll try it anyways, because we have nothing else to do at the moment. If we lose some con, it's not the end of the world. And we just keep doing this until they die. One left. Now my main character can come up here and shoot, which is probably not going to hit, but we can try anyways. What was that? And how much damage did it do? It was Sunburst, and it didn't really do a whole lot actually. Alright, we need to put this one basically right here. Because our next one is going to be even more annoying.
It's the hour of hunting and chaos.
And we're going to start off by, you know, letting Nyrissa get shot to hell. And we're just going to keep hammering them with that as well. I like how Nyrissa is the best tank we can possibly ask for. If the scouts come through, that's perfectly fine. We're not too concerned about that. What I am concerned about is knocking all these other guys down. Or at least doing damage to them. It doesn't matter if we kill them necessarily. We just need them to be hurt. Okay, the Monarch is going to summon friends, as he always does. As they come through here, we can actually start to engage them in battle, which we do have to do. I don't like that she moved, necessarily, because that makes this way harder on us. And I'm gonna get her to stone skin herself again, because inevitably we're gonna have to fight this group. Monarch is injured, everyone else is sort of wounded, a couple badly injured, but nothing significant. We're going to move Valerie up. She needs to be front and center for this, and she also needs freedom of movement, but she can't cast it, so we're going to wait till Eltimar's next turn and hope for the best. At least Iris is still taking the hits. With their infinite hit points. Basically infinite hit points. They're standing inside of the blade barrier, although that's not going to do a whole lot to them in all honesty. Unfortunately, they just have a monstrous amount of reflex save. So, the chances of them actually getting damaged by that are so incredibly low that it doesn't matter. Everything else is getting hit though. Slowly but surely they're dying. The Monarch is coming through. They did heal, which is annoying. There's not a lot we can do against the Monarch standing in the middle of all of our blade barriers, so we do have to wait for him to come out and fight Nerissa. We may be able to hit him with Disintegrate though. Nope, we missed it. So, back we go. Stay back away from the fight. You don't matter right now. You do. So, we need some more spells here. We don't have a lot of magic firepower, unfortunately, because we swapped it out for buffs and heals. And a lot of our buffs got debuffed, so that was kind of unfortunate. Badly, 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 badly. Barely? The barely's will be fine. Sort of. We definitely need to get across these archers eventually. But it's not going to happen for a long time, thanks to this blade barrier wall we've made. Half of them fell over, except for, you know, the ones we wanted to fall down. I'm just going to move her up to here to fight this one. And Knock Knock can still stay back, though. Nerissa, you are the best tank in the history of the world. She's taken thousands of damage from us. Or for us, I guess I should say. She's the greatest ally we could possibly have asked for in this fight. Alright, we do have some other things we can try to do with him. Like, we have breath weapons. Now, the chance of them actually working effectively are very low. I have to tell you guys that ahead of time. Like, they have, again, insanely high reflex saves. That being said, it actually did some damage to the Monarch, which is what we kind of wanted it to do. So, you know what? It worked out okay. I will take it. We're going to shoot at the Monarch. The chances of us actually hitting him are fairly low as well, but you know what? It's worth a shot. The chances of us... Oh, he's got concealment to start with, but even if he didn't have concealment, we still need to roll a 10, and we can't roll a 10 to save our lives, so... Nyrus is taking a beating still. It's gonna be the longest, most drawn-out slog of a fight ever. I kind of wish I'd built a specific group exactly for this. Our group was made generally for the game. We could have made a very specific first world slaying group for this fight. A bunch of them are technically dead, but not really dead, because we have to kill them.
Let us strike as one.
That one got hit. I really think that the blade barrier should kill them when they're already dead on the ground, basically. The Monarch needs to die. See, what I would build for this type of a fight is probably like 3 really good Fey hunting archers. A tank, obviously. Probably a monk tank, actually. And I'd probably just skip cleric entirely and maybe just have like an arcane knight or something for buffs. Oh, we still need a cleric. Maybe a crusader. I don't know. I don't know what my healing situation would be, but definitely would have created a slightly different fight group. Hey, that one technically died, but not really. We're gonna use our thing again because it worked out pretty good last time. We are never getting past this blade barrier though. We need to kind of go around, I think. Or maybe just through the edge of it. It's gonna hurt. It's got double power on it, so it's gonna suck to get through. We've made it too good for even ourselves to pass through, although with high reflex saves I guess it wouldn't matter, but still. Let's just shoot at the Monarch. That concealed. Oh, we hit him. Oh my god, we hit him pretty well, actually. I wonder if we just need to kill the Lantern King. He's near death. I actually don't know how this entirely works. But I could use some, like, serious archers. Like, some really good archers would be great for this particular moment. I wonder if I can move this. Yeah, why not put it here? Start taking down that archer. These ones are all dead back here. There we go. They all died. And there he is. As soon as the Horned Hunter's body disappears in the fire, the destroyed throne room is flooded with light. The Lantern King, in his true blazing form, appears in the middle of the room. His furious mask is ringed by fire. The games have ended. Time freezes like resin, trapping you and the eldest in amber light, and this light grows brighter. The rays pass through you, pierce you, ruthlessly bearing your most intimate secrets, fears, and desires. Something inside of you resonates with the light of the eldest, your curse. It's like a splinter of an arrow that remains in the wound, a slow weapon crawling towards your heart. As soon as the rays touch it, it begins to heat up and burns with intolerable pain. The Lantern King
masks is over. You risk challenging the eldest, and I accept the challenge. Fight not a mere embodiment, but my true essence. This is my essence. I don't need magic or servile monsters to destroy you. Words are enough. Yes, words. I once told you, words spoken in the right time and place possess the power of the storm. You lightheartedly answer that you know what your power and essence are.
The Lantern King starts talking. You hear his voice not with your ears. It comes to you through the rays of light, burning and compelling.
The desire to make the world live by your rules. I remember your answer. The world remembers it too. Your answer, your heart, essence. Now, cursed key. I'm taking this part of your soul, as I took away Nerissa's ability to love. What you called your essence is yours no more.
The words of the eldest fly towards you like an arrow, ready to give new force to the curse that already torments you. You have but an instant to reply. And why do you imagine I told you the truth back... Actually, no, your words are nothing... No, I'm gonna do the first one, actually. And why do you imagine that I told you the truth back then, eldest of mischief and lies? Perhaps you're the one who was fooled. One who can so easily be fooled and has no power over words... Or one who can be fooled so easily has no power over words. Oh no, he's taking our power. The Lantern King laughs. This laughter, soft, insinuating, almost amiable, is scarier than any nightmare. It resonates with the hot metal splinter, the curse within your soul, making it stronger, slashing at your essence and taking away something essential that nourishes your power.
Let us continue. We both wear the crown. For what do you want? A meager patch of land, a few thousand souls? My dominion is chaos and magic, madness and deceit. Your power is nothing compared to mine. And that is why you are helpless before me. You will take my every blow as a divine punishment, as something imminent.
Yet again, you have little time to answer, and this answer is the only thing that can protect you from the eldest's next blow. You talk much about yourself, but do you have friends or allies, Eldest? I always have someone to lean on, which is why my land will survive any hardship. You feel strange, as if wrapped in an invisible veil that protects you from the Eldest's wrath, and its source is yet your curse. It bound you to your kingdom, but through this bond can pass not only pain and death, but power as well.
I'm curious what you think of me, cursed king. Do you see me as a villain or a simple joker? In truth, well, everyone can see the truth. Being an eldest means being one of the many strings that hold the world in place. Being an eldest means being such a vast and self-sufficient value that one's equals become strangers and one's inferiors are entirely insignificant. I am an eldest. Laughter, guile, transformation, that's what I am. Being what I am, I will let you feel a modicum of my loneliness. I will take away your pillar of strength.
Having lost all support, you face the deity alone. Silence hangs heavy over the ruined throne room. I won't allow such evil to happen, and being what I am, I will retrieve what's been taken from me. The blinding light flashes away, frightened like a living creature. The blistering metal of the curse cools. It still hurts, but the pain is no longer unbearable. You stand before the Eldest, as before, a blazing living star, and he looks at you as if he's seeing you for the first time.
Good. You can play with words. Let us see if you can withstand the heat of my fire.
For a while, the Lantern King remains silent. You feel, in this silence, not angry bewilderment, but endless, boundless astonishment. Everyone got back up. Now, we are unfortunately in a very moderate position to fight the Lantern King. I'm gonna delay. Where's Valerie, comparatively? Why is she way back there? Okay, I'm moving Valerie up. She needs to be closer to the fight. We're gonna cast Protection from Fire, because, obviously. We still have our barrier around. Our Smeldon's gonna delay, and so is Kinera. She needs to switch. Well, actually, she is doing damage to that, to the Lantern King, with her fire thing, so we might as well keep that up. We need him to come past through the Blade Barrier Swarm to our side of the battlefield, though. Now, the question is he going to come? I don't know what that did, but Narissa took the hit of it. Okay, we're gonna, I guess, just hang back for now. We need him to come to us. There's no other way around this. We can't go through there. We'll die horribly if we do. Now, we only have a couple spells left too. We could try and Jolting Portent him, but that's not gonna, it'll do some damage to him, I guess. Did work. Let's back up again. And we're just going to keep doing this thing until he comes at us, or whatever he decides to do. And that's why we have the Protection from Fire. I kind of wish he would come towards us, but we might be able to get around this somehow. I guess we could do a Dispel Magic area and hope that we can dispel the Blade Barrier. If we have that ability. I don't know if we have like any Dispel spells left. We do have a Dispel Magic. I don't know if it works on Blade Barrier though. I honestly don't. No, we failed to dispel Blade Barrier. We almost did it though, but her caster level is vastly lower than our main characters, so there's a high chance that we're not going to be able to do that. Ragongar, however, might be able to if he has a Dispel Magic spell. I don't know if we have one. We do have one left. We can always try. We dispelled one Blade Barrier, but not the other. Do we have any more Dispel Magic spells? If we can get through the Blade Barrier, we can go attack the Eldest. That is fine. The fact is, though, that we may not be able to get through there. I wish I could dismiss it. Like, there should be an option to dismiss. but we don't have it, obviously. We can try and charge through, but we're going to take a lot of damage. We also need to not have this in the way when we do so, otherwise we'll die. But what we can do is move up. And then cast it further on. This is going to suck though, if she dies. Oh, that didn't do a whole lot of damage. That's fine. He's deciding on if he wants to cast more fiery things. How many spells do you get? He is injured, which is nice. But we still have a blade barrier in the way. How many spells do you get to cast? Is he bugged and just gonna cast that forever? Well, we'll see how many he gets to cast. I'm gonna be extraordinarily annoyed if this is bugged out right now. I mean, he's still making rolls. I mean, he's just casting it over and over again, though. Is this... what kind of action is that? It's a move action. But it's not doing his move action. Alright, I'm gonna try and debug this. Give me 1 sec. Okay, so what I ended up doing was I turned the turn-based mod on and off, and it seemed to have reset the combat timer thing. So, in theory, we're okay again. We are gonna delay till after Kyrieru. I'm hoping that this is going to be fine now. I turned it on to real time very briefly and then off of real time, so we'll see. We need more dispel magics. Do we have normal dispel magic? No, we don't. We have no more spells. I can't charge through until after Kyrieru anyways, but let's just see if we have a dispel magic for him. I don't think we do, though. I don't think we grabbed one. Let's heal up everyone just to... no, don't do that, do that. Alright. So Kyrieru's gonna move the barrier back a bit. So it's out of the way. Oh, she had to move. Damn it. That is the worst situation we could have asked for. No one else is charging through. Let's see if this breaks again. Oh, he's moving up. Well, I wish I'd known he was going to move up before, because then I wouldn't have dispelled that blade barrier earlier. Regardless, we're fine. Let's go with... he'll go last. Kyrieru is knocked down. She got up again. Get her out of the way. I think technically he's still standing a little bit in the barrier, but at the same time I don't think we're going to have as much of a chance to hit him. Although, the Smilodon's actually doing quite well. I should have given her like enlarged person or something. Oh well. 43 damage. 35 damage. Okay, everyone's in range now. We really don't have a lot for spells left, in all honesty. We're kind of circling the drain in terms of spells. We can just shoot, hope for the best. Lowers armor class by 4. Alright, this is going fine. Let's 5-foot step out this way. She does have earth spells. Oops, I clicked on somebody else entirely. We missed so badly. 5-foot step in. I honestly can't tell if he's attacking or not. I have no idea how close he is to the combat. I don't think he's hitting. There we go. That last part wasn't so bad. Phew. I've had a chance to see a star die. Spots of cold, lifeless darkness cover the fiery form of the Lantern King, growing and devouring, and with a dull moan, settling onto the ground in a cloud of coal-black dust. But a moment later, right where the eldest's crown lay burning, another shining image is born. It grows, glowing, turning into a familiar silhouette wearing a crown.
What a refreshing feeling. I don't remember sensing thousands of millennia.
The Lantern King freezes. His light flickers strangely, and his masks begin to change with incredible speed. One breath, you are looking upon a horrible grimace of wrath. Another breath, and it's replaced by playful astonishment. Another is the mask of fatherly care.
But what's next? How will you end this story? Listen, I know. An element, amplified. The hero defeats a deity in battle. Impressive, it grants the victor power and immortality. The hero enters the chambers of the deity to become his champion and herald. Eternal, powerful, equally glorified both in the first world and in Valeria. His kingdom healed from its wounds and flourished under the rule of the immortal champion. A beautiful ending, isn't it? And this legend is yours for the asking.
Trust the laughing lie. Don't do this. Not after everything you and I have endured because of him. I can give you immortality and power, though not as much as the Lantern Kings. Perhaps we won't be able to stand against the eldest. Accept my gift and my patronage, and together we will make him pay for what he's done.
How sad it is to hear you, Nyrissa. Thousands of years for nothing! You haven't learned a single lesson. Never learned to atone. But what do you say?
And what will you ask in return for immortality, eldest? And what exactly do you offer as a reward?
That is easy. I will return your kingdom to Galarian and strengthen its connection to the First World. In their homeland, the Fae can endlessly return to life. I will give to you the same gift. So long as you remain an enclave of the First World, death within its borders will never threaten you.
The voice of the Lantern King sounds careless and relaxed, but you cannot say if he is truly calm.
As for the prize, I'm offering you the position of a servant. Believe it or not, I am your mate. Divine power and immortality are a heavy burden. To accept it means losing all your friends and companions, but you can find allies and reliable assistance. This is what I'm looking for. Herald and a general with whom I can share eternity, and together we'll play 1,000 wonderful pranks and spread our power across the First World and further. Much further.
And what about Nyrissa? What will happen to her if I agree to your offer?
What do you think? I can let my misguided protege go wherever she likes. Knowing her, I'm doubtful she will become a humble exile.
I won't. I've come too far to go back. It might take me 1,000 years and thousands of deaths, but I will find a way to get back at you, eldest. Even if he betrays our alliance and becomes your puppet.
What do you suggest, Nyrissa?
I suggest we do not kneel. We are both cursed, you and I. But so what? The curse can harm you only as much as affliction touches your kingdom. But now, with the eldest wounded and bleeding, his henchmen all slain, I can return your state to the material plane. It will heal its wounds, and so will you. I'll create a bond between you and the First World, granting you immortality. Just as the Lantern King promises.
And what role in all this shall I play, Trespasser?
The role of the vanquished. I know you will hardly accept a defeat, eldest. You may try to attack us again. But we defeated you once. And we will do it again if we must. I'm ready to fight you forever if I have to.
You hear a storm in Nyrissa's voice. I will take Nyrissa's offer, immortality and salvation for my kingdom, but with nothing to do with you, eldest.
So you plan to entertain me for all eternity? Or do you think you can still outplay me, Trespasser?
The Lantern King's mask changes again, this time to an image of astonishment.
Pretty words, eldest. Save them for our next encounter. You pretend to laugh, but I see how shamed you are. What a deep wound you've suffered this day. It won't be the last, believe me. We've come a long way together, first as enemies, then as allies. I mark you with my gift, a bond to the first world, eternal youth and immortality. We are the cursed king and queen, each in their own kingdoms, their own world, but henceforth inextricably entwined. Eternity awaits, and possibly eternal war with a deceitful deity. But so what? It is our eternity, and perhaps in the end, we will rule not kingdoms, but whole worlds.
And he vanished into a flash of light.
Now that the eldest and other spiteful beings wouldn't be bothering us, the king returned to his subjects and celebrated the victory and the end of the kingdom's miseries with great fanfare. Everything gradually returned to normal, including our exciting lives. Not always peaceful, but also not troubled by invasions from another world. And little by little, our heroes and the common folk began to forget the sorrows of the past. So the kingdom returned to Golarion, but not without taking a piece of the first world with it. Miracles and strange occurrences, both kind and cruel, became the norm. Not that the citizens hadn't grown used to that. Of course, the Lantern King wasn't thrilled with the way things worked out, but who cares? Our leader and Nyrissa, the cursed king and queen, are ever ready to face the power of the eldest. Until that time comes, our leader spends a lot of time in the First World, learning its secrets and testing his new powers. The immortal king and his kingdom became a legend come true in Golarion. The kingdom built by our hero became an example for all its neighbors. What else would you expect? The Stolen Lands became the only place where the citizens sincerely toast the health of their ruler. The citizens lived trouble-free, and taxes made it to the treasury without losses. A powerful army guards the peace. Exploration of magic is on par. The temples are flooded with their congregations. And, most importantly, our cultural contributions are at least the equal of Absalom. Just half a year after the war with the First World, Galt moved its troops to the southern border of the kingdom. Their attack was rebuffed. The enemy state's infantry could do little against soldiers who were skilled with their swords and knew the military arts better than the alphabet. Since then, Galt hasn't risked crossing any borders again, fearing cruel retaliation for further insolence. Who'd have thought that some tiny barony founded in the Stolen Lands by an adventurer would become a real kingdom, playing a prominent part in world politics? Of course, not everyone likes the proactive stance of this young, bold state, but the fact of the matter is, they can't afford to ignore the king and his diplomats. How do you turn the Stolen Lands, savage and unruly, into a stronghold of safety and stability? The king found an answer, by tripling or even quadrupling the number of guards. These guards consider themselves something of a privileged class, of course, allowed much more leniency than anyone else. But the ordinary citizens, feeling safe and secure, prefer to just overlook the discrepancy. The king became a true patron of fine crafts. Over time, the castle treasury filled with wonderful gifts from the best masters in the area. Armor, weapons, even magical artifacts, and the collection is still growing. No kingdom can function without its nobility, and the kingdom in the Stolen Lands is no exception. Landowners, ready to share the burden of ruling alongside the king, grew to be more and more influential over time. And the more pompous the court balls and receptions held by dukes and baronets became, the more eventful were the lives of the schemers and freeloaders who always lived within the shadows of the powerful. The feud between Brevois North and South, which had been smoldering for ages, finally sparked the fires of civil war. Our troops lent aid to the forces of Restov, led by sword lord Jamandi Aldori. After several bloody battles, House Surtova was forced to recognize Restov's independence. The victory came at a high price, but we have no more loyal ally than once more free Rostland. Casil Eldori, who lost an arm during the war, became a permanent ambassador of Rostland at our court. Led by careful, level-headed Dugoth, the Tiger Lord's tribe reunited and started to lick the wounds left by the erratic Armagh. Little by little, they once again became one of the strongest mercenary armies in the region. Dugoth always assured our king of his friendship, but the king always stayed on his toes, understanding that anything could happen when that old fox is around. Pitax almost returned to its former state, a joyful city filled with beers of dubious quality and deals of questionable legality. The old trade houses lost the crown, but they retrieved the property Iravetti had taken from them. Soon, Pitax became almost like a second capital in the kingdom, a thriving city through which rivers of money from across the region ran. Unfortunately, we get much less of this money than we would like. Governor Lyachenza turned out to be helpless against widespread embezzlement. Maestro Bellavara gave the Academy of the Arts a second wind, throwing out mediocre students and sycophants. She gathered within its walls talented visionaries, rebels, and freethinkers, those whose gifts felt cramped within the walls of more respectable institutions. She managed to do what Iravetti never could, namely, make the Academy truly famous, albeit scandalously so. And so what if, instead of odes to the king, the Academy releases sneering pamphlets and revolutionary leaflets? It only helps his reputation as a true patron of the arts. Trolls and kobolds, two of the most savage native peoples living in the Gnarl Marches, were completely exterminated in the region. The forest paths became much safer, and the peasants' cattle have stopped going missing. Bartholomew Delgado still serves the king loyally. From time to time, he orders peculiar mechanisms and substances from all corners of the world. After receiving them, he spends a few days bragging about some great discovery he's about to make, then ends up gloomy for a few months. Then he receives another package, and the process repeats itself. At night, chilling screams are often heard from his laboratory. After enduring so many storms and troubles, Varnhold eventually turned into a real city. Daring settlers decided to conquer the vast, wild expanses of Dunsword, and despite all odds, they succeeded. The modest colony that almost vanished at the hands of an ancient lich turned everything around to become a thriving city with lively river trading. Peace reigns in the caves beneath the old sycamore. The kobolds and mites continue to explore the depths and learn simple crafts from each other. Rumor has it, the first mite-kobold wedding even happened not long ago. That said, settlers still aren't rushing to build new homes in the area. Some kind souls even put up warning signs along the roads. Beware, traveler. Steer clear of the old sycamore. Another inscription soon appeared over the sign, though. No keep-going treasure ahead, honest. Oleg's trading post continues to thrive, attracting even more travelers. Much to its owner's displeasure, a small town is springing up around it. Despite Oleg's grumbling, he and his wife are well regarded by everyone, and Svetlana was even elected town chief. Jod and Keston, after surviving the bloom, remained loyal to the king they followed through thick and thin, and they continue to serve as court advisors to this day. The austere priest and the gloomy warrior regularly argue over the proper way to govern the state, as well as which of the two rulers should hear out first. Some things never change. Keston Garas took a post as chief of the kingdom's guard. The former heir to a noble family never returned to Brevoy, severing all ties to his kin. However, a few years after the victory over the First World, a girl arrived from Brevoy and soon married Keston. They say Keston started smiling a lot more after that. Jod remained loyal to the king to the end of his days, healing the sick and generously sharing his austere wisdom with anyone who wished to hear it. and some who didn't. Having fulfilled his duty to the ruler, Erastil's priest peacefully departed this world, surrounded by friends and disciples. Reinhardt became a loyal ally and trade partner of the kingdom, and Darwin himself had been seen as a frequent guest in the capital. The elegant monarch of the neighboring kingdom has broken many hearts at court. After his visits, many young guards and servants have been seen staring through windows, sighing wistfully about something. The Fae took a fancy to the kingdom, feeling totally at home here. They often play various pranks, but they never do any serious harm. Falcos and Teresia managed to restore the magic forest. Once freed of the anger of the Scythe Tree, people returned to the abandoned village, and it became a haven of friendship between the Fae and ordinary people, just like old times. The lizard folk of the Longtail tribe returned to live on the shores of Candlemere, but they couldn't return to their ancient way of life. Living alongside people, the lizard folk adopted their behaviors, habits, and even religion. More and more of the Longtail tribe pray not to the spirits of their ancestors, but to Erastil or Gorum. They even began to get their language. I hope someone writes down their songs and legends before they all sink into oblivion. A delegation of wizards from Absalom and other areas appeared in the kingdom one day, asking for permission to examine the lair of the Lich Farneris the Thoughtful. After completing their research, the wizards spent a long time thanking the king for freeing the world of that monster. In their opinion, he'd been capable of causing the end of the world, maybe even 2 worlds. The Sweet Teeth departed on a journey, hoping to see as many wonders as possible of this world and others. They keep sending us news from every corner of the map. Their bright painted wagon, drawn by a bull mastodon, crisscrosses Golarion, somehow appearing in the center of one incredible story after another. Evindra was glad to see the Lantern King's plans turn to dust. She spent some time helping restore the kingdom after the calamity, then returned home to the First World. They say the rebellious spirit of her cousin Nyrissa awoke within her as well. Evindra is said to recount their story to the Fae, encouraging them to question the power and might of the eldest. After the victory, the storyteller abandoned his affairs and began spending a lot of time alone in contemplation. He eventually bid farewell to the king and left his land. But I suspect the inhabitants of Golarion haven't heard the last of this mysterious traveler, for his own story is hardly finished. Amiri stayed close friends with Nylak, but she remained a pariah to all the other members of the Six Bears tribe. Despite all the wisdom of their new chief, the tribe never found its place among the unfamiliar plains and cities, and they soon broke apart. The 2 friends left the kingdom together, setting off to find their own adventures. Enough that it would take a separate book to tell them all. Valerie stayed to serve the king, and to this day, she terrifies anyone who would dare break the law. Forceful and assertive, Valerie has finally shed her crowd of admirers and set herself upon the path of ultimate law, the same path so honored by the austere Hell Knights. Need I even mention that Valerie eventually decided to try on their black armor, only to find that it was a perfect fit? One moonless night, Jaethal mysteriously disappeared. Soon, frightened fishers discovered her body, really truly dead now. A young elf named Nortellara came to the funeral, claiming to be the daughter of the deceased. She didn't grieve for her mother overmuch, and she began carousing almost straight away, moving from balls to feasts to hunts. She acquired a crowd of admirers and treated the king as though they'd known each other 100 years or more. Some even assumed they were, particularly close. Octavia stayed in the capital as the king's advisor and loyal companion. A true socialite, and one of the most influential and desirable women in the entire kingdom. The balls put on by Octavia were frequented by nobility from every neighboring country, and she enjoys bragging to barons and counts alike that she achieved her status all on her own, a common half-breed from no family to speak of. Only Rigongor spoils her happiness. They fight constantly, and she fears that his drinking or some other stupid trick of his will drive him to an early grave. Rigongor hung up his sword and began the life of luxury he'd always wanted. Admirers lined up outside his door, women and men alike. He indulged in every pleasure, wearing luxurious clothes and hosting orgies that would make Calistria blush. He quarreled more and more often with Octavia, who feared his drinking and unruly temper would drive him to an early grave. After these fights, he'd drown his resentment in wine. These days, he's hardly ever sober, and his trembling hands can barely even hold a sword. After the war ended, Ekin hung up his bow on the wall and traded the path of the ranger in for the craft of the carpenter. It may not be the most heroic ending to a tragic story like his, but as Torag is my witness, Ekin's happy with it, as is Alina, who became his wife and is bearing his child. Any baby born into this family will be pretty lucky, since the king himself still visits his old friend and will likely become the child's patron. Jubilost returned to the life of a traveling explorer, frequently visiting his favorite kingdom. He said so himself. His famous work studying the First World all opened with a dedication to his longtime companion, the king. Another name was also mentioned, 2Z, my guide and inspiration. Admirers would ask Jubilost many times about this mystery lady, but he would only chuckle, hitch his knapsack on his shoulder, and return to storm the vast expanses of the First World once again. As for Knock Knock, apologies, I mean Hero Knock Knock, he continued his questionably heroic efforts in the Stolen Lands. Despite whatever mess he fell into, no matter the danger he leapt into, he always seemed to scrape through just a little better off than before. Like true heroes, he simply never gave up, struggling on and meeting the challenge of each new day with a spirit that no mishap or misfortune could ever quell. Kalika remained in the kingdom, though her desire to witness the world's wonders keeps driving her to take long journeys. But when she is home, she spends much of her spare time with her sister. They don't quarrel anymore, and have stopped dragging each other into trouble. Between Kinera's business sense and Kalika's charm, they founded and successfully run not one, but 3 organizations. A trading house, a shelter for tiefling children, and a school of magic devoted to Nethys. Word of the glorious king traveled far, and stories of his tiefling partner spread just as quickly. Many of these tales were spoken in hushed whisper, for no one wanted to incur Kinera's displeasure by a careless word. Being one of the most influential figures in the kingdom, she uses her powers skillfully and prudently to increase its wealth and the influence of the king. The crown on her head only strengthened Kinera's position. Those who know her well often wonder if there is more cold calculation in the royal couple than love. But none doubt the strength of their union. Despite all the woes that befell the country, our king remains a strong leader. Many noble houses from neighboring lands wouldn't hesitate to be related to him, and they regularly send a variety of marriage proposals. As for myself, the author of this book, Lindsay, who never chose a pretty nickname, I stayed here, within my own book, to watch what happens in the kingdom, and one day write this epilogue. I hope, O honored reader, that you learned something important from this story, or at least were entertained by it. And now that it's concluded, I have only to set the final period and go silent forever.
And that is officially it. That is our final playthrough of Pathfinder Kingmaker. Oh, I forgot how brutal that last part of the game was. Although it's much easier than before, I do have to say, because before it was that challenging on like story mode, or whatever was one step up from story mode. It was ruthlessly bad back when this game first came out, but it's much easier now. This is still played on hard, so it wasn't challenging, like it wasn't such a challenging mode, but it was hard. I am going to be starting a Spellforce 3 playthrough, but probably not for a couple of, well, not a couple weeks, but like a week or so. I'm just going to take some time off, relax, catch up on some other stuff I need to get done, and that's going to be it for this playthrough. I would need to do Varnhold at some point. I will be doing that in the future, maybe not right away. Varnhold's a lot. We didn't get to do this. I don't know why. Do we just like import a character or something? If we go into hard mode or whatever, fine. Don't care. Yeah, I think we have to like make a new character to do it, because we didn't get the option to import our save in. Like that was supposed to be what happened in the game. I don't know why it didn't, but long story short, I guess we can just like create a character. Oh, we can get a save, quick save. Okay, we can import our main character and just go through it. We could probably just roll through it in like an hour with our maxed out group pretty much, but regardless, it doesn't really make a difference. We'll go through it at some point in time in the near future. For now though, I will leave you all here. Like always, if you have any suggestions or comments, please leave them below, and as I ask at the end of every series, if you enjoy the content, please consider subscribing. Otherwise, I'll see you all next time. We'll be doing, I guess we'll do Varnhold and Spellforce, and then once we're done Varnhold, we'll figure out a second game that we'll play in concert with Spellforce itself. So, thank you all for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed it. It was a very enjoyable playthrough. I really, really enjoyed it a lot. It's come a long way since it first came out. Yeah. Like, it was a little rough around the edges, especially the last act of the game was really rough around the edges when it got first released, like the initial release of the game, but it's come a long way since then in the Enhanced Edition, so excellent. See you guys next time. Take care.